Well, I was right. Not a lot happened. I wasn't able to accomplish much of anything. I did a lot of research. I might have a client for the social media marketing business that I might be trying to make. Or I'm just working for them as a 1099 contractor. Who knows how this is going to actually end up? Either way, the only thing I actually did manage to do was write something for the Broodcast, which you can see over on the Brood of Writers channel on YouTube. If I were smart, I would put a link to it right now on a card somewhere off to the side. However, as is, I am not smart, so we're just going to assume that it's not going to happen, especially since I am recording this 40 minutes after I want to post it. So, that's a thing. I managed to write out a fairly important scene in a story that is part of the Tunderfold world. This is part of the Bard King trilogy that I ostensibly want to write. It was a very important scene between two characters, the hero and what amounts to being his Lancer, despite the fact that the said Lancer is so much, well, not so much older, but older than the hero, by an amount. And it was just a really important scene for the character. It's sort of like the Dark Night of the Soul, but not exactly. It's sort of like the kind of... It's just an important moment for the character, and I managed to get it written like at the very last minute, as is with all things of procrastination and ADHD. But that was it. That was all I got done. So where am I going from here? Well, I've decided that rather than doing these as a weekly update, I will do monthly updates with additional videos interspersed throughout the month as I feel like I can. I do have an idea for a video that I want to do, that I was encouraged to do by some friends, involving D&D, and where the problems are that I see with 5th edition, and why I do not think that it as a system actually ends up fulfilling the fantasy it wants to try to fulfill. I will be making that. I have an idea on how I want to do it. I'm probably just going to do a stream of consciousness thing, and then I'm going to throw it into an AI transcription thing so that I can go over it, find all the points, and then reorganize that into a more structured video that I can then produce and make into a decent video essay. But I need to get all my thoughts out first, and it's really hard for me to just sit down and do that. Well, it's not really hard. It just takes a lot of focus and motivation that I don't necessarily feel I have at this exact moment. So I'm going to try to eliminate that pain point by just stream of consciousness, talking, letting my words come out, then dumping it into something to automatically transcribe what I said. And then I'll be able to take that and reorganize it into, like I said, a more structured video. I know I just said the exact same thing twice, but work with me here. All right? This is what happens when you get stream of consciousness from me. You're going to get repetition. Anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. I have done nothing this week. It's just been crazy. So, I remember that last week I had wanted to talk about a interview we did where the person made a really interesting point that culture is what we do when no one's watching, and how I want to basically make a culture of creation and work and that sort of thing. But I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what the context of me bringing that up was. So I'm just going to say that my habit forming is going to be a part of the culture I'm trying to make for myself, and hopefully a culture that my family can participate in as well. That's the point of that whole shtick. That's the bare bones, boiled down to, the simplest of terms, what I'm trying to do. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this. I will also say that the accountability project can work if I have other people watching. So feel free to share this, and feel free to comment on the video itself so that I can see that you are interested and see what you are interested in. Well, the reason why I know the accountability works is because I wrote this little scene, and I did it basically at the last minute, because I was going to be sharing it for the broadcast. These weekly videos they aren't doing the same thing for me. They're not, like, it doesn't seem to be working as much, and I think it's because I think I'm just talking into a void. So the more feedback I get, the better off I am at actually following through with what I said I was going to do. Anyway, there. Now that is it. You all have a good week, or actually good couple weeks. I will see you next month, if not sooner, with any kind of video essay videos that I want to do. Pip pip cheerio.